Okay, so now we've completed our finished assembly of our Tower of Hanoi. We're going to have a little look at some of the sort of features and functions that we can use in Onshape to potentially present our Tower of Hanoi a little bit better, a little bit more creatively, all that type of thing. So we're going to look at this icon over left, which says camera and render options. So we'll see what lots of these buttons do. So if we click on the little arrow button to the next bit, you can see I've got lots and lots of options. So we're just going to literally go through what each of them do. So you can see the top one there is a perfect isometric. So you can see that produces a perfect isometric. Isometric drawing, if you've had Mr. Jones graphics, is a drawing where all these angles are at 30 degrees. Again, use isometric quite a lot in design technology. It's our sort of go-to standard. So again, that's always a nice one to be able to do. We've then got a couple of different ones, very similar to isometric, but just different angles really. So we've got this diametric. Again, you can see it's just a slightly shallower angle. Trimetric, again, just slightly different angles. You've got slightly different angles on either side, but again, they're the sort of default ones. Just going to go back to isometric for a moment. Again, we've clearly got these ideas of, if you're not very good at the sort of scrolling in and out, so if I just, I've made it too small, I don't know what I'm doing, we could use this one to zoom to fit, so it basically enlarges it to the biggest size it'll fit on the page. Again, zoom to window. So again, that one, if I just go out, scroll out again, click on zoom to window, this time it's basically if I want to zoom in on a part. So it might be, I want to have a look at something in more detail there, I can draw a box around it, and it'll zoom in like an enlarged view of that section. Again, that's quite useful, that one. We'll just zoom back out. You'll see the next ones is about turning perspective on and off. So again, you might have done some work, Mr. Jones, in graphics around perspective drawing, but you'll see this naturally puts it, sometimes looks a bit funny depending if it's very close, but again it gives it a more realistic view to it because it's actually got perspective on it. So you can see like everything, if you look out at your house or your bedroom, as you look at it, all the sort of walls appear to be going to one single vanishing point type of thing. So again, that's quite a nice little view, creates a bit more of an interesting view, all that type of thing. So that's a nice one. So again, you might want to screenshot something in perspective, so we can have a look at that. Makes me see that here. Again, I'm just going to turn perspective off for a moment to do the next ones. Again, you can see that at the moment it's this basic shaded drawing. I could do it shaded without the sort of outlined edges. So again, that's sort of a bit more sort of realistic to how it would look in real life. I can do shaded with hidden edges. So again, you can actually see the detail behind. So it's shaded, but it actually shows the sort of hidden detail behind as greyed out lines. Again, sometimes that's useful on our drawings. Hidden edges removed. So again, it's literally just like a pencil drawing now. I always quite like these sort of lots of drawings, the more graphical representation of your work. I'm just going to hide that. So I'm right clicking, just hiding that, makes it look a bit neater. And the last one's then hidden edges visible. So basically it produces like a totally 3D drawing, if you like, with all your different parts. You can see that the pins go into our wood. So again, it's quite useful that, if you're wanting to explain things on drawings, again, it quite often looks like your sort of IKEA instructions. If your mum and dad have ever bought IKEA furniture, they'll have lots and lots of these sort of drawings around to help you out. A visual representation, so quite often how they use it is draw on CAD and then just copy and paste it. Translucent basically makes it all clear, as you can see that. So again, lots and lots of different options. Again, I wouldn't worry about the last two, they're quite awkward. Can actually produce a section view. Again, that's a little bit more tricky. In fact, I'll show you that in a later video because it's a bit more tricky actually. I need to be on a different view. So I'm going to click back onto shaded. So again, hopefully you'll be able to have a little play about with lots of functions and things like that, how it might look. Like I say, turning perspective on and off, all that type of thing to create a bit more interesting image.